Hello everyone, welcome back to this new video. In this lesson, we are going to learn difference between who and whose. So guys, if you are interested to learn about who and whose, and you know about who and whose are both pronouns, but we have some confused how to use who and whose in our spoken and during conversation. Okay, so if you are new on this channel, then subscribe this channel to see more videos like this. So first of all, let's start. First of all, who and whose are pronouns, you know already, but how to use and how to difference between it. Okay, so but there are some difference grammatical rules in a sentence, and let's break down their functions, uses and examples in this lesson. Okay, so let's start. If you feel any kind of doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about who. So who, first of all, we talk function about who. Okay, so who is an interrogative and relative pronoun. Who is an interrogative and relative pronoun used to refer to the subject of a sentence. Okay, subject of a sentence. It is used to ask about people or identity, then in a class. Okay, so functions. Whose function? Who is an interrogative and relative pronoun. It is used to refer subject of a sentence, and it is used to ask about people or identity, then in a class. Okay, next, roles. Subject pronoun refers to the person performing the action. That's it. Okay, refers a person performing the action. Okay, that is subject pronoun. Okay, so who is an interrogative or relative pronoun? It used to refer to the subject of a subject sentence. Okay, so next uses in questions of who. Okay, so used to ask about the identity or role of a person, we use who. Okay, so for example, who is coming to the party. Who is coming to the party? So for asking question, we use who. Okay, so asking question, identity or role of a person. For a person, we use who. Okay, like who is coming to the party. Next, who called you yesterday? Who means a person here. Okay, or who is a subjective pronoun here. Okay, so here are we have to remember two things. First, who is a subjective pronoun. Who is used for a people. Okay, next, uses in relative class. Okay, so relative class used to provide additional information about a person. Okay, used to provide additional information about a person, we use who. Okay, in relative pronoun, in a relative class. Okay, so example here, the woman who. Whose woman? Woman. The woman who lives next door is a doctor. Okay, so about woman, additional information is next door is a doctor. Okay, so about this woman, additional information is she is a doctor. Okay, but here is who is a relative class or relative class here. Okay, next, he is the one. He is the one who helped me. Who helped me. Okay. So who for a person, but with additional information. Okay. So we use who. Okay. You in relative class and uses in questions. Only two uses here of who. First, questions format and relative class. In relative class, we use for you people to provide additional information. Okay, and next, asking question, but who as a subjective pronoun and who for a person. Who use for a person. Okay, so this is all about who. Next, we talk about whose. So whose function. Whose is a possessive form. Whose is a possessive form of who. Whose is a possessive form of who. It is used to indicate ownership or possession. It is used to indicate ownership or possession. Okay, so you don't forget about whose. Whose only a possessive form of who. Okay, it used to indicate ownership or possession. That's it. Talk about role. Possessive pronoun. Whose role as a possessive pronoun. That's it. Refer a something that belongs to a person. Okay, refers to something that belongs to a person. So we use whose. Okay, so next, uses of whose. First, in questions, next as a relative class. Okay, so used to ask about ownership. Used to ask about ownership. We use whose. Example here, whose book is this? Whose book is this? Who's this? Whose book means who is owner? Who is owner of this book? Okay. Next, whose idea was it to go hiking? Okay. Whose idea was it to go hiking? Okay. So here ownership. Whose is showing ownership. Okay, ownership or possession. So next, uses in relative class. Uses in relative class connects a person to something they possesses. Okay, connects a person to something they possess. Okay, example, she is the girl. She is the girl whose for possession or ownership. She is the girl whose brother is a famous singer. Whose brother a famous singer. That's it. As a relative class, something they possess. Next example. This is the house whose windows are broken. Okay. This is the house whose windows are broken. That's it. So here who and whose are both two uses. First, asking question. Next, in relative class. Okay, but you know whose is a possessive form of like whose is a possessive form of who. That's it. Who already a subjective pronoun or indicate a person. That's it. So let's see key points. So here are key points. So you must remember, you can do a screenshot of this lesson. So first of all, this aspect or function, question type, relative class, example question, example later class. Okay, so in brief, let's learn, or you must remember. Okay, so aspect who, whose. Okay, function refers to a subject, person or people. Who. Okay, whose indicate possessor or ownership. That's it. This is most common difference, most important difference here. Okay, who refers to a subject, a person or people. Whose indicate possession or ownership. Next, type of question, question type, ask about identity or role of a person or people. Okay, but whose ask about ownership or belonging of a person. Okay, so whose ask about ownership or possession of a person, but who ask about identity or role of a person. Okay, relative class. Relative class provides information about relative class. Relative class who. Relative class who provides information about the subject. Provides information about the subject. Who. And whose link possession to a person. Link possession to a person. And next, example question. Example question here. Who is that man? Who is that man? But whose car is this? Whose car is this? Whose car means ownership, possession of a person. Okay, but here, who is that man means identity or role. Next, example relative class. Example relative class. Okay, whose, who. The boy, for the boy who won the race is happy. The boy who won the race is happy means person or people. But whose, the man whose car means ownership, possession, was stolen, reported it. Was stolen, reported it. I hope you guys understand the difference between who and whose. Okay, whose for ownership or possession, who for subject or people. But you know, if we talk about question, ask about who, for ask about the identity or role, but whose for ownership or possession. That's it. So you must remember these most important points. Okay, so let's give you a most important points. So most common mistakes. Here are most common mistakes. So most common mistakes. Incorrect. Who book is this? Who book? Book means whose ownership, possession. But here, who is a wrong pronoun. Okay, and whose book is this? This is right, because whose is used to for ownership or possession, but who only indicate the identity or role of a person. Okay, next, the woman who car is red. Who is wrong here, because who is not showing a person or a possession or ownership, because it works for whose. The woman whose car is red. This sentence is correct. This sentence is wrong, because who is wrong here. Okay, so I hope you guys understand what's the difference between, and this is very clearly differences here. Who for identity or role of a person, whose for possession or ownership of a person. Okay, so let's give you a most common tip. Okay, quick tip. Use who when referring to a person themselves. Okay, who when referring to a person themselves, but use whose when referring to something belonging to a person, something belonging to a person. Okay, so who for when referring to a person themselves, but who's when referring to something that belonging to a person. Okay, so I hope you guys, if you have any kind of doubt right now, you can ask me in the comment box. I will give you a reply definitely. And if you are new on this channel, then subscribe this channel to see more videos like this. So see you in my next video very soon.